want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith.
This wasn't just a confrontation, it was a reckoning. LeBron James didn't need a social media rant, didn't need a press conference. He did something far more powerful. He showed up in person and made Stephen A. Smith feel the weight of every word he'd ever spoken. And in that moment, the king didn't just make a statement. He silenced the loudest voice in sports media. This is the story of how LeBron James turned Stephen A. into his own headline. The line that was crossed. For years, Stephen A. Smith has made his living critiquing LeBron James, the jump shot, the defense, the leadership. That's fair game, it's sports. But then Stephen A. crossed into territory where no analyst belongs. It wasn't about basketball anymore. It was about fatherhood. It was about questioning if LeBron was the leader of his own household. Stephen A. publicly Sherry, is LeBron the leader of that household, or is it Bronny and Bryce running the show? Because something's not adding up here with the way he's been portrayed as a father.
But when you take it and you get personal with it, it's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players, you know, and I think...
Here's the context to it all. To understand why this cut so deep, you need to understand what LeBron's built. 20 plus years of excellence, never a hint of scandal, 4 championships across 3 franchises, but more importantly, a family legacy unmatched in sports history. When your son becomes the first NBA player to share the court with his father, when you've built schools, funded scholarships, created pathways, and someone questions you as a father, that crosses every line. Let's talk about the infamous confrontation. The moment needs no explanation. LeBron walked directly to Stephen A., courtside, cameras rolling, and simply stood there. No words necessary. The stare communicated everything. Remember what you said, say it to my face. As Charles Barkley later put it was straight Godfather. LeBron settled all family business in one move. This wasn't just a moment, it was a message. This Stephen A. To Brian Windhorst, who caught strays. To every analyst with a hot take, LeBron James was finished staying silent. Let's talk about this pattern. And if you've followed LeBron's career, you know this isn't the first time he's used presence over words. Remember the stare downs with Paul Pierce? That wasn't just a rivalry, that was personal history from the early Celtics Heat wars. That stare he gave me after the go-ahead 3 in Game 7, he didn't need to say anything. Some guys talk trash, LeBron looks through you like you don't exist. Or the infamous Lance Stevenson earblow game, LeBron didn't flinch, didn't snap, he just dropped buckets. Reggie Miller shared, Lance thought he could get in his head. Instead, LeBron just locked in more. That's the danger of poking the bear. And who could forget the icy finals tension with Steph Curry, the smirks, the taunts, the block in Game 7. Golden State was up 3-1. The greatest regular season team ever, and LeBron responded with 41 points in Game 5, 41 points in Game 6, triple-double in Game 7. No Twitter rants needed, no press conference complaints, just historic domination when challenged. And when he chooses to engage, it means something. This wasn't new behavior, this was vintage king. Measured, cold, devastating. And then there's LeBron. On the McAfee Show, if the stare down was the opening act, the Pat McAfee appearance was the main event. LeBron went on live television and turned Stephen A. into internet gold. LeBron, he out here doing a whole Taylor Swift tour just to talk about me.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
The internet erupted, no shouting, no insults needed, just calculated precision and timing from a master of media. LeBron wasn't angry, he was amused, and somehow that cut deeper than anger ever could. Draymond Green, on his podcast, shared, the same man who criticized me for intensity is now talking about wanting to throw hands, make it make sense. And then there's Stephen A. Spiral, downhill. But Stephen A. couldn't let it go. He hit every platform available, podcasts, Instagram, his own show, attempting to flip the script. ESPN First Take, his podcast, Instagram Live, 3 separate ESPN appearances. Day 1, Stephen A., I said what I said and I meant it. Day 2, Stephen A., LeBron James knows I respect him, but I'm not backing down. Day 3, Stephen A., if we need to have a conversation man to man, I'm available anytime, any place. Day 4, Stephen A., 20 years I've been covering this man. 20 years. And now suddenly I don't have the right? Suddenly he was portraying himself as the victim. Suddenly he was the one being targeted unfairly. That response was weak, Stephen A. You're better than this. Sometimes you just gotta take the L and keep it moving. The more you talk, the worse it gets. Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. First mistake was going personal. His second mistake was not knowing when to stop digging. Instead of acknowledging the line he crossed, Stephen A. doubled down. And with each appearance, each explanation, each justification, the hole just got deeper. This wasn't damage control. This was a public unraveling. We have to ask, how do the NBA players feel about Stephen A. now? This interaction has indeed given Stephen A. Smith a lot less street cred from his peers and players. Now, let's talk about the collateral damage. In the crossfire, Brian Windhorst found himself caught in LeBron's sights. A journalist who built his career covering LeBron with nuance and context. LeBron, y'all need to check your sources. Some of y'all have been writing my name for way too long. When the king makes a statement, the entire court feels it. This was LeBron drawing a line in the sand. JJ Redick, there's a difference between analysis and character assassination. Some people confuse the two. The power shift, why now? Why this response after 20 years of scrutiny? Because LeBron has weathered criticism at every stage of his career. The decision, the finals losses, not clutch. 2003, 2010, not Jordan. 2010 to 2014, the decision villain. 2014 to 2016, can't win in Cleveland. 2016, 2018, still not Jordan. 2018, 2020, washed king. 2020 present, too old, too political, but attacking his role as a father. That was the final straw. Rich Paul LeBron has given this game everything. His body, his time, his image, but his family, that's sacred ground. Carmelo Anthony shared. But when they go after your kids, your parenting, nah, that crosses into a different territory. LeBron wasn't just defending his reputation, he was reclaiming control of his narrative. The timing speaks volumes. His son entering the league, his legacy conversations shifting, his post-playing career on the horizon, his documentary projects humanizing his journey, his potential ownership plans. This wasn't just personal, this was strategic. Maverick Carter. People forget LeBron isn't just a player anymore. He's built something beyond the court that's going to outlast his playing days. LeBron has built an empire beyond basketball. Media companies, production studios, ownership stakes. This wasn't just an NBA player responding to criticism. This was a power player checking someone who forgot the hierarchy. Jay Williams, Stephen A. still thinks this is 2007. This is 2025. LeBron James isn't just a player. Stephen A. can criticize without consequences anymore. He's a media rival. The changing media landscape. To fully understand this confrontation, we need to zoom out. This isn't just about LeBron and Stephen A. It's about a fundamental power shift in sports media. 1990s network TV dominance. 2000s ESPN's rise to power. 2010's social media disruption. 2020 athlete-owned media platforms. For decades, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world held all the cards. They controlled the narrative. They determined whose reputation rose or fell. Athletes were at their mercy. Kevin Garnett shared, "Back in my day, we needed ESPN. Today, these young players don't need anyone to tell their story." Now look around. LeBron has the shop and uninterrupted Draymond has his podcast empire. KD has boardroom. JJ Redick is inside ESPN, changing it from within. Players have direct access to fans through social media. Richard Jefferson shared, "The power has shifted. Players don't need traditional media anymore. Traditional media needs them." And the numbers don't lie. When LeBron posts directly to his 1.2 million followers, when Draymond's podcast gets more listeners than First Take, when players break their own news on Instagram, the middleman becomes obsolete. Stephen A. isn't just fighting LeBron. He's fighting against becoming irrelevant in a world where athletes control their own narratives. This isn't just about whether Stephen A. crossed the line. It's about whether the line still exists. It's about who gets to draw it. And when LeBron confronted Stephen A., he wasn't just defending himself, he was demonstrating the new reality. The days of unchecked media power are over. Steven Jackson shared, "This is bigger than basketball. This is about power. and the power ain't with ESPN no more. And here's the irony. The NBA is more talented than ever, but nobody wants to be the face of the league. Gilbert Arenas shared that the face of the league is usually the most hated player. That spotlight doesn't just come with fame, it comes with a target and media scrutiny like the kind Stephen A. specializes in. But look around. Anthony Edwards has said in multiple interviews he doesn't want it. Morant also deflected it. Even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has publicly passed on the title. Anthony Edwards, I'm just trying to hoop, let someone else be the face. And who can blame them? They've seen what LeBron's endured, what Kevin Durant's endured, what anyone with a crown gets subjected to. The next generation isn't scared of greatness. They're tired of the circus that comes with it. Let's talk about life beyond the Jordan comparisons. At its core, this confrontation exposes a deeper tension. For years, Stephen A. has fueled the Jordan-LeBron debate, kept the comparison alive, even as LeBron's career evolved beyond it. Stephen A. famously said that Jordan would never team up with rivals. Jordan would never lose that finals game. Jordan would never miss that shot. Jordan would never make a political statement. Penny Smith shared, at some point we have to let LeBron be LeBron. Jordan was Jordan. This constant comparison has gotten stale. LeBron has moved past that conversation. He's not chasing Jordan's shadow anymore. He's carving his own legacy in ways Michael never did. Michael Jordan, 6 championships with one team. The global marketing icon largely avoided politics, retired and returned twice. Post-career as owner only. LeBron James, championships with 3 franchises, school founder and education activist, outspoken on social issues, playing with his son, built media empire during active career, first active billionaire player. Isaiah Thomas shared that Michael dominated one era, LeBron has dominated multiple eras. That's something we've never seen before. Steve Kerr shared that, I've been around both of them, they're just different people with different approaches. The comparison has never made sense to me. And every time Stephen A. drags that tired comparison back into the spotlight, he reveals why LeBron needed to make this stand. Some narratives deserve to be retired. Magic Johnson shared, LeBron has earned the right to be measured against his own goals, not someone else's legacy. The viral aftermath. What started as a courtside moment transformed into cultural currency. Stephen A. memes flooded timelines. LeBron's Taylor Swift tour comment became instant quotable gold. Frame-by-frame analysis of the confrontation sparked debates across platforms. By the numbers, 47 million Twitter impressions in 24 hours. 12 million TikTok views of the initial confrontation, 83,000 memes created in the first week, LeBron v. Stephen A. trending for 3 straight days, 5 million views of the Pat McAfee clip in just 8 hours, social media reactions, NBA players overwhelmingly taking LeBron's side, retired legends weighing in, even celebrities outside basketball taking sides. Shaquille O'Neal shared that, I haven't seen the internet this united on something since, well, I can't remember when. Draymond Green shared, look at these comments, 90% of people saying Stephen A. was wrong. That tells you everything. ESPN's own programming mentioned the confrontation 67 times in 48 hours. CNN covered it, late night talk shows joked about it, but began as a basketball media story became a cultural moment. Trevor Noah shared, when LeBron stares at you like that, you don't just apologize, you change your entire identity and move to another country. LeBron didn't just win the moment, he created a movement. The final blow. Stephen A. was forced to issue a public apology for falsely claiming LeBron skipped Kobe Bryant's memorial. Stephen A. Smith shared that, I was incorrect, I apologized to LeBron James, I was given wrong information and I should have verified it before speaking. It was the knockout punch in a fight, Stephen A. Never should have started. Now, it wasn't just about opinions or takes. It was about facts, about credibility. Vanessa Bryant shared, LeBron was there for our family. He has always been there. Some people should check their facts before speaking. Gail King asked Steph A. Smith, do you feel like this has damaged your credibility with players? Stephen A. replied, "I've built a career on being honest and direct. I made a mistake, I own that, but one mistake doesn't erase decades of work." LeBron, he maintained his silence, the ultimate power move. LeBron's stat line after the confrontation: 32 points, 11 assists versus Dallas, triple-double versus Phoenix, 41 points versus Golden State, season high 45 points versus Oklahoma City. Kenny Smith on TNT shared, "That's how you respond, not with words, with excellence." Stephen A. Smith built his career on controlling narratives, but LeBron James rewrote this one with surgical precision, with one look, one perfectly timed joke, and one powerful demonstration of presence. And what's even more remarkable, for 20 years, LeBron ignored Stephen A. Never acknowledged him, never gave him the time of day, until now. Jerry West: "I've known LeBron since he was a teenager. Never once have I seen him engage with criticism like this. When he does, it means something profound has changed." And once LeBron made it clear that the noise had gone too far, Stephen A. spiraled. Every other day, a new rebuttal. Every video more defensive, more performative. Stephen A's responses contained all the hallmarks of someone losing control of a narrative they thought they owned. He stopped being a respected analyst and started looking more like a celebrity gossip reporter. Among players, his credibility is slipping. Now, when Stephen A. approaches the locker room, guys clam up. They're thinking, is he gonna twist my words too? Because in this league, respect matters. And when you lose the locker room, you've lost everything. Jay Williams shared, "There's a before and after to this moment. Before, Stephen A. was unchallenged in his domain. After, players are looking at him differently. This wasn't just a media feud. It was a masterclass in boundary setting, a reminder that even the king's patience has limits." Chris Paul said, "LeBron did wasn't just for him, it was for all of us who've had our character questioned by people who've never walked in our shoes. He didn't just win the argument, he reset the terms of engagement." And that might be LeBron's most enduring legacy. Teaching a generation of players that their voice matters, that their story belongs to them. That sometimes the most powerful response is simply showing up. Ronnie James shared, "My dad taught me you don't have to prove yourself to people who don't matter to you. Your work speaks for itself." Drop a crown in the comments if you think LeBron handled this perfectly. Hit that subscribe button if you want more deep dives into the game behind the game, and let us know who you think came out on top in this confrontation. For your next watch, how Steph Curry revolutionized the NBA. The real story behind the malice at the palace. When Kobe silenced his critics. Turn on notifications to catch our breakdown of the next iconic NBA moment. This isn't just basketball, this is legacy in motion. We'll see you in the next breakdown.